go, here we go, here we go, here we go. It is Markets in the Morning. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the blockchain backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Welcome to Markets in the Morning. Today is Friday. Let's go. Friday, May 17th, 2024. This is Markets in the Morning, where we take a look at the price action of the cryptocurrency market, including Senor Bitcoin, along with the altcoin market. We also take a peek over there at the United States stock market, which is set to open up here in the next 2 minutes, along with precious metals like gold and silver. And oh my goodness, silver. We'll take a look over there at the DXY, or the US dollar currency index, along with taking a look over there at any type of financial news or crypto news as we get ready to kick off our day. As we could see, Bitcoin cryptocurrency market up slightly this morning. Crypto seeing more green than we've seen in quite some time. So we'll take a peek over there at various things going on throughout the altcoin market. United States stock market looks like it's set to open up flat. It looks like the Dow is down about 19 points, which is 0.05%. The S&P is down less than half of a point, which is 0.01%. The NASDAQ is up 13 points, which is plus 0.07%. And the Russell is down 0.4 of a point, which is 0.01%. So it's literally a flat opening. I know we say down, up, down, up. That's all flat. So we'll see how the market reacts as we get ready to open up. It's really silver there. Silver not only has had the last 2 days has been its highest daily candle close that we've ever seen for silver. It's actually at the highest price now that we've seen in the last 11 years. It's sitting a little bit over $30.40. For those who don't know, I'm a silver nerd. So been a long time coming. A long time coming, man. All right. Let's go ahead and dive on into what's going on in the cryptocurrency market. We can see a Bitcoin sits at $66,200 as we kick off this fine Friday. Look on the right side of that screen. Oh my goodness, we got green everywhere. Looking over there at total 3, it's trying again. Can we get it as we go into the weekend? It sure would be nice. I've just been kind of staring at things like just like little victories, right? Like obviously this has been a range that it's been stuck in this whole time. But, finally seeing in the last, 48 hours escaping at least all of the major moving averages on the 4-hour time frame in here. I know that may not seem like much, but when we look at other assets, like Cardano, right? Like you're getting these escapes that are happening here on this move after this range has been maturing at this point. So like seeing that actually start to show up in there, we'll take it. But of course, still the range still does remain intact. We have seen some assets start to be able to take out those highs that were set back there on April 24th. I think we saw Chainlink do that. We've seen Solana do that. Of course, we want to see the whole market garner enough strength to be able to start doing that too. And still, my expectations wouldn't be that we go to moon immediately. There's going to be a lot of problems sitting up in here back into the retracement levels to have to work around in there. And then we'll be watching to see if we can get a support to build right back on these levels in the event that we're able to escape on the top side of it. We still haven't. We're still totally range bound right now. But, some early nice signs to see happening in there. And hopefully that can mature throughout the weekend and we can get a little bit more going on in here. So Ethereum, you can see Ethereum holding still on top of those support levels. Ethereum making a little bit of a move in there. So hopefully we see, let's take a look at smaller time frames. Anything on the smaller time frame? Nothing to run and tell mom about just yet. But still, supports are still continuing to hold in there with the rest of the market. And so obviously this is going to be our indicator for really everything at this point. As for like bigger time frame stuff, things we've been looking at, of course, we've been looking at things like Cardano, which of course they've been holding on top of those weekly moving averages, which is really what we saw happen back in 2020 and 2021 upon getting those escapes. Those still are now continuing to hold, and we're seeing a little bit of a pop happen over and there. We've been looking at various assets that have been doing that, getting ready for those weekly moving averages across, and still those support levels are still holding at this time. You saw that on DOT, you saw that on Cardano. I think we have that exact thing over there on Filecoin. Filecoin holding it too. Hedera Hashgraph obviously was one that did bounce right there at that zone, crosses and still continuing to go on. So you could find that littered throughout the market everywhere. But these have been the more interesting assets to me to see the ones that actually are still continuing to hold them at this time. So nice to see that we're starting to finally see some reactions happening in the market while those things still did continue to hold. Double tap, bull flag, breakout, back test, V bottom. We'll still see. We're still waiting, but you could see for many assets that still does remain to be the low as that did pull back down into there, into the bull flag. Now we just need the evidence. Get out. So far so good. Waiting to get into the weekend and see if this momentum can continue to go on, as we obviously, we've talked about this over the last week, seeing various aspects of retail excitement return back to the market, like with GameStop and AMC and all that stuff. And of course, interestingly enough, if you reflect back on what that time was like back then, what we also have the excitement of with Wall Street Bets, Laser Eyes, Diamond Hands. We all gonna make it. Remember, there was also the silver squeeze at the same time too. Interestingly enough, look at silver. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Oh, Matt, Australian Matt. I know you're gonna watch this and you're gonna see that and say, "Holy cow, it's happening, brother." But yeah, there you go. We've got it going on for silver happening in there. Stock market holding up okay. Still a flat opening now that the market actually is open. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 26 points. That's 0.06%. The S&P is up 3 points, which is 0.05%. The NASDAQ is up 5 points, 0.03%. And the Russell is up 0.9 points, 0.6 points, which is 0.3. So totally a flat opening. Nothing exciting happening over here in the stock market. It has not told us its direction this morning as of yet. But precious metals, obviously, moving up. Gold has not set another new all-time high. However, it is silver that is the showstopper today. So we have already seen the highest daily closes happening for silver, dating back to 2013. Now we've actually seen the highest price for silver. And, it's one thing, we just sit here and say, hey, look, we've had the highest close, right? But prior to today, we still had not exceeded the highest price that we've actually seen in here, right? And so today, that move obviously takes us to the highest price that we've seen for this entire range at this point. So if we do end up closing here, not only will it close at the highest price in 13 years, it'll just be the highest price that we've seen in 13 years. So we'll see how that goes there for silver. I've been staring at this thing a little bit, and it just has those reminiscences of even the chart we were just looking at. We're looking at like Cardano. Let's just kind of reminiscing on what structures like that look like, right? Could it be? Right, this is all just a 4-year range, 3-year range. This is obviously an 11-year range. No, this is a 13-year range to kind of give you an idea on what we've seen happening in here. Right, here's the Wyckoff. There's the violent spring happening in here. Here's the Wyckoff. There's the violent spring, the escape, the back test, the ranging, and then now are we starting to get our way up into here. Obviously, you can see that there was some stalling out happening in there, so maybe too soon to sit there and start getting too excited about it. And, even pausing out, probably a good sign, probably a good thing for equities, at least, to be able to pause out and not go roaring off into a massive bull run. We've seen inverse relationships between gold and the equity markets. So, my personal thoughts are that silver is kind of like an altcoin to gold. Gold is like your Bitcoin, right? And silver is like your altcoin. That's not to be a derogatory statement towards silver. I'm a massive silver fan. I think anybody who's watched this channel for the last 5 years would know that. I've done a ridiculous amount of coin roll hunting to try to find silver out in the wild. It's something I'm very passionate about. But hopefully for everybody's sake, you do see silver start to calm down. But This is why I've taken a big position in it as a hedge of safety in case things go awry. But hopefully we're still just kind of calming down, and that big event is saved actually for later. But you can see it on the bigger time frames, just what accumulations look like in here. The stalls out and the struggles back here prior to the capitulation moments that happen, right? And then the ranging, and then there we go. So is silver going to be the big story for the next 2 years? Maybe. All right, DXY sits at 104.66. Still, like we talked about yesterday, finally has reached back down into the support level. It's still just kind of holding in here. So we'll just kind of watch it, monitor it. There's nothing really to say too much about it in here. If you want to draw trend lines, hey, senior trend line, there you go. Just kind of a wait on the DXY. GameStop taking a plunge in there. GameStop down to 21.78. Has Roaring Kitty tweeted today? I have not checked. Roaring Kitty not at it yet. So just yesterday, Roaring Kitty waited until about 30 minutes into the market being opening before that started. I think people are probably getting a little bit tired of watching these weird videos. Live stream. So, okay. There. Okay. I'm back on the stream. All right. So there you go. $66,000 Bitcoin to kick off the weekend, to kick us or set us off into the weekend. Things, of course, to pay attention to at this point is just in my personal thoughts, right? This is still a ranging context that is happening in here for Bitcoin. Just we're finally seeing a little bit of strength start to push us away from what we've been in, right? This has been a trend, and then now we're kind of trying to trend the other way at this point. But the things to be mindful of, right? Just how we can still just kind of keep going for a while. But if we do get back into these retracement levels, multiple examples of corrections that look just like this, where you get back into the retracement levels, S hits the fan, and it gets really bad in there. In a bullish setup, even we can see that in here, and that we still pull all the way back down to go scare the market all over again. So keep that in mind. If you do see a move up in Bitcoin, I personally will not be getting too excited as of yet. It's more of like the big decision of expecting. My expectations will be we're probably going to reject from right here. And then as we watch it reject, hoping to see it actually get caught. To hopefully see it actually get caught down in here, build base, and then be able to continue its way up. But this is the shot where traders will take their shot. Maybe even long-term investors take their shot in here and say, that's it, I'm out. Stop losses up a little bit higher. Watch price fall. If price stays there and then works its way back up, okay, great, get back in. Or if fall, then already out, right? So for those who are like wanting to be traders and understand the mentality of it, we all want to buy the bottoms. We all want to sell the tops, but traders don't think in that mindset. They're willing to lose this area right in here and not make any money in this spot in order to get validation that we don't reject from in here. So things to think about as we head into the weekend. If we're probably going to get here, but I don't think we're ready to break out. If we do, that's fantastic, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it's probably still going to continue waddling on for a little while. But okay, and that would kind of be the case in here too, right? If you think about anything like this, like if you do see Bitcoin push up into that retracement level, right? Even with the altcoin market, if we get our way back up, oh, hey, man, that's awesome. But what do I think is probably going to happen here is there's probably going to have to be waddling in here. There's probably going to have to be stuff going on in here. And it's very uncommon that you're just going to go straight lined up like that. You're usually going to have to work this out. So right now, the thing that I'm looking for is just that we can actually prove that we can get out of here. And then if we can prove that we can get out of here, then it becomes all about base building. And that's really the exact same thing that we're talking about over here on Bitcoin. If we can get up in here, then it's going to be about base building afterwards. So that's the way I'm looking at the markets currently right now. The big celebration for me is that I'm really just looking to see that throughout the weekend, which it's like the never-ending range. Get out of it, right? Get out of the range. Prove a move to the upside in here. So, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up with that. Again, good signs happening here throughout various altcoins throughout the altcoin market. XRP, 52 cents. Nothing insane happening in here that's independent with XRP versus the rest of the market. It as well is sitting there and holding itself on top of its 100-week moving average, which are those same things we continue to see happening all throughout the market in here on various assets that are holding those moving averages. All right, stock market, we've already covered, right? What are you at? 19 point. It's still just, no, wait, wrong one. Okay, here we go. 2 points. It is a flat opening. It was very flat. I think, I haven't checked it today. I don't know if there are a lot of options. I think a lot of options do expire today. Right, so a lot of puts and a lot of calls, right? So a lot of margin closing needs to happen today, and we'll see how that impacts the market by the time you get closer to the end, right? So I don't know. I need to check on that on the timing. You would think that would actually be more impactful near market close, but there's going to be a lot of closing of margin positions today. All right, there you go. Silver, $30.24. DXY, 104.67. GameStop getting lit up, $20.58 as we start off this Friday. And as Roaring Kitty has yet to post. Wait, is that right? Hold on. Yeah, yet to post. I noticed one thing in one of his videos, something about streaming Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The internet would lose its dang mind if he started streaming again. Okay. All right. Moving on. Let's go ahead and hop into the news and see what's going on out there in macro markets today. Dow futures are little changed after blue chip average touches 40,000 for the first time. The Dow tends to take a breather after surpassing big round numbers. Kramer says that 10 stocks helped the Dow briefly crack 40K. Yeah, of course it's 10 stocks. There's no breadth in the market. After Adobe collapse, Figma deal allows employees to sell shares at a $12.5 billion valuation. Shares of Cartier owner Richmond climb on record full-year sales with their new CEO. Friday's analyst calls, Chinese e-commerce giant is upgraded. Chemical stocks rally by 30%. Trump lawyer yells at Michael Cohen. Okay, we don't need to get into that. All right, institutions still skeptical of near-term Bitcoin rally and CME options data. Ether bears hit a brick wall as price collides with bull market trend line. Ether could surprise to the upside in the coming months, Coinbase says. Yeah, I'm seeing rumors swirling on the internet. Remember, this is based on nothing. I got no inside information to tell you anything. Just that, when you got to the Bitcoin ETF, market had priced it in big time, right? Everybody had their expectations ready to go. It was going to get approved. And that people are very skeptical of Ethereum's being able to get to, and that it would massively surprise the market if it did, right? All right, Phantom outperforms CoinDesk 20 over the past week as TVL jumps. Total value locked. How MIT brothers allegedly cheated noxious but accepted Ethereum practice for $25 million. Femex promises market-beating borrowing rates with its new lending protocol and elevates engagement to new heights with Pulse Season 3. Okay. There you have it. Cointelegraph. Notorious Pink Drainer retires after hitting $85 million theft milestone. Bitcoin ETF volumes hit 7-week highs. Bitcoin price near 67K. OpenAI's iPhone moment trumps Google. AI lies and dating. Big miners pose a growing existential threat to Bitcoin. We're just scratching the surface of crypto and AI. Crypto trader turns 3K into 46 million in 1 month as Pepe price soars. Forget meme coins. Bitcoin is driving the bull run. Crypto market, and that's always true, right? So the meme coin rallies, this is even something, mind you, if you think meme coins are a new thing, and that even in here on this, this was probably recorded in May, maybe April of last year. uh, deeming it meme coin mania back then, right? And it's a product of what has happened already in the market, and typically with Bitcoin. So meme coins are not the driver. Meme coins are a reaction function to what has already happened within Bitcoin. And whenever meme coins are going nuts, it's typically a sign of warning, right? Which is, what we're talking about back in March, back in April, when you had all of that stuff going on in there. That was not the product of just the beginning. That's typically the product of correction incoming, which of course we did end up getting. So, it's a difficult thing to sit there and be like, it's time to chase meme coins right now, just because we've kind of gotten past that phase of when those things end up happening. Like that momentum period has bypassed. Now it's kind of like, are people tired of getting beaten up, or for every story that you see like this, like, let's be real about this. Crypto trader turns 3K into 46 million in 1 month as Pepe price source. Those types of stories are the same types of stories of like when somebody wins the lottery and and says, I'm just a normal guy. I came in here every day. I bought a lottery ticket and I can't believe it. I won. If it happened to me, it could happen to you. Right. And like, you look at that and you say, I could do that too. Or, man, that's not fair. Like, you feel actual literal psychological pain inside of you when you see stories like that end up showing up. Well, the reality is most people go on to Phantom, they go on to the deck screener, they go on there and play with all these things. And just, for every story like this, there's 100,000 of not, right? And, are we past that? Are people wanting us to move towards, kind of easier stuff that isn't so rug pullish? Right? What did we say that would happen whenever we would end up getting back to these levels, right? Extreme risk taking, irrational exuberance. Are we beyond extreme risk taking? Has that calmed down slightly? Maybe, right? Okay, forget memes. Bitcoin is driving the bull run, and that's always true. But Bitcoin isn't driving; it's liquidity flows. If we want to call it Bitcoin, that's fine. But liquidity flows throughout all markets. Crypto markets rally, but Ethereum struggles to keep pace. Yeah, so today we did actually see a pop, so that was probably written before we ended up seeing the escape happening over here. Let's see what you're looking like on like 4-hour stuff. Still, Ethereum unable to get through all the 4 hours just yet, like we just showed over there that you do see happening over here in the rest of the market. So yeah, Ethereum is struggling a little bit. Crypto market rallies, but Ethereum struggles to keep the pace of Bitcoin. Bitcoin whale demand accelerates, but price jump could take weeks. Right. I could see that. Right. And I think that's really what we were just talking about. Bitcoin moves toward range highs, but derivatives traders watch from the sidelines. This is a hot. Okay, I think we've already gone through all the news in here. So, news-wise, I don't think there was really anything news. Just kind of talking about hackers and opinion pieces happening in here about price. So nothing really great going on in regards to news. None of this is really news. This is just kind of like trying to come up with something to talk about. I don't really see any news going on in here, and I don't really see any news going on in here. Of course, the big milestone for the Dow Jones Industrial Average was hitting that $40,000 price level, and now whether or not that's a psychological take profit, sell the ship kind of situation in there. I think the more monumental thing happening out there in broader markets is that bad boy doing what it's doing, silver in there. So that's a passionate investment I've had for quite a while. I'm excited to see that thing doing something. So, okay. 66,000 for Bitcoin. Keep an eye on it throughout the weekend. If we hit into the retracement levels in there, most likely, in most circumstances, we do end up getting knocked back from those levels. The big question will be, how do we react down here? Try to find some supports in here, and then likely just kill sentiment again. Kill the excitement, and really will be what the biggest confluence and hopeful thing we can look for happening in here is that we actually do get kind of an escape happening here in the altcoin market, and then that story is kind of the same in here. but hopefully not from the depths of this range, but on the top side, right? That's what we'll kind of hope for. So, all right, we'll keep our eyes on that throughout the weekend. Otherwise, are you getting your bullish rate cuts? No. Which is okay. 91% probability that we will still remain paused on the June 12th meeting. Probabilities suggest 85% probability that we will cut by September, but not in June or in July. Last meeting before the election is right there in September, so we'll see how things go. Wouldn't that be interesting? Just from everything we've talked about, everything we've researched when it does come to the rate cuts on how things end up going, is that you kind of get that first rate cut and then you get kind of that bullish pop that happens in markets. And crypto and retail investors, of course, would lose their mind because they've done no research whatsoever on what happens when rate cuts. And what would we see? We would see the Jerome Powell money printer, right? Markets are rallying. Markets are going great. Then what do? We'll get to the election, right? Which is like 45 days later, right? And then the election happens. And then S hits the fan and everybody blames the election. Wouldn't that be your perfect narrative? Whatever the outcome of the election is, right? Like that you have all that lined up in there. You actually get your cut. You get the money printer go bear. You get the markets to rally. You get to the election. Then markets crumble on right after the election and everybody blames the election. We'll see. All right. I think we've got it all covered in there. So a little bit of tinfoil hat to go with it. So we'll see if silver can have its highest closing price in the last 11 years for its weekly close, which will happen. It happens about an hour after the United States stock market closes. Maybe it's longer than that, but it is not at the time of the stock market close. That happens a little bit later. But otherwise, market's looking all right as we head into our Friday. And so I hope that you all have an absolutely wonderful weekend and things look good. So, okay, let's dive on into the chat. XRP Bullish, before we even started the stream, had gifted 10 BCB memberships, which is great. Hey, another thing that's positive right here on how you like look at it from the aspect of like there's not euphoria happening right here in the market, which is a good sign. We got 1,996 people in here. We talk about that a lot, like when you are reaching extremes, right? We've been kind of in that range of normalcy here for like the last week, where the normal range is between 1,800 to 2,400 live viewers in markets in the morning. And so it hasn't been irrational, right? But what did we see again, like in here for these 4 days? What did we have in here? We had like 5,000 people in markets in the morning. And we talked a lot about that is always a bad sign. And so for those who are here, again, the 1,982 people who are here right now, to reflect on that and remember that when we get those extreme numbers, because we saw that with XRP as well. We saw that when XRP went up here, what did we get to? We got to like 4,800 viewers, and that was the warning sign, right? So it does appear that the number where it's getting a little sketchy, right, is when we are crossing over that 4,000 number. When we sit here in our normal zone, 1,800 to 2,400, all is well in the universe. Nothing crazy is happening. But when we hit like the over 4,000, even if you're to the downside, if you're to the upside, that's something extreme, psychological, either capitulation or irrational exuberance has reached the markets. And so again, for you guys, because we talked about it before we got there, and then we were commenting on it while it was happening, like, hey, can you believe there's 5,000 people in here? That's typically a bad sign. And right, I'm not really liked by that group because I'm like, hey, I just want to let you know, to the 5,000 people who are in here right now, it's a bad sign that you're here. You know? And so for you guys, I don't know if I'm going to comment on that next time to try to be a total jerk about it next time. but you have that tool to reflect on and look at yourself and say, hey, man, I remember when this happened last time. We got to 4.5, 5,000 people. And especially if it was happening like back to back to back days. It was like 3 days of that happening. That was, the big warning sign. And we reflected on it at the time, like how that is it. We were talking about it when all the people were in here. And here we go. So again, back into it. XRP Bullish had gifted 10 BCB memberships. Brother, thank you very much, man. And you did that way before the stream even started. It's always very kind. You guys that come and hang out in the chat before the show even starts, and you guys are just saying good morning to each other and saying, what's up, man? I love it because I turn the stream on, and then it's like within seconds, somebody's always like, I'm here. So thank you to the people who sit there and do hang out and wait for it to come on. McCamby says, hey BCB, I'm the 2x speed viewer, which never before did a comment. I want to thank you for all those years. I'm a builder for 3 to 4 years on Ethereum, but you inspired me to change it and start on the XRPL LFG. Hey man, thank you very much, man. 2x speed. Yeah, I do that a lot too. So that's cool. I'm curious what made you swap from Ethereum to the XRP ledger when you have all the smart contracts and capabilities over there on Ethereum. It's typically the exact opposite what you actually do end up seeing. So I'm curious what it was that did that. Black Cat, what's going on with BC Scratcher, BK Barker, and BC Bubble Blowers? When is the next members meeting? Do you see the market starting to get exciting? Yeah, we'll get the next. We'll probably do the members live stream next week. And as for the cat, yeah, I think I revealed to you guys I do have a cat. I've never told you about that. We have always had a cat, and it's a girl. She's good. And she's very sweet with my daughter, which is crazy because I've had cats throughout my life, and not every cat is like that. Some of them can be total total jerks. And then, but the dog, he's good, man. He's calming down. He's out of that puppy stage. He'll be turning. Can you guys believe it? He will be turning 4 in just a couple of months. And as for the bubble blowers, talking about the fish tank, right? It's going. I'm tired of 3 fish tanks. I am in the process of dwindling it down to just the big 75-gallon tank. So I have a 3-gallon tank, a 13-gallon tank, and a 75-gallon tank, and we are in the process, and probably within the next week or two, just going to consolidate it all to the 75-galloner. Aaron Dulay says, can you check my super chat from late yesterday? Let's see if I can pull that up. I try not to miss anybody. I feel really bad if I miss somebody. Okay, this might have been it. Can we play the hypothetical, and let's say we go into expansion and bull run for the next couple months? What does life in general look like afterwards? Yeah, that would be a speculation beyond, me having any understanding to be able to do. That's why, a lot of times people say, hey, what's your 5-year plan? The 5-year economic models take into account absolutely no surprises. But you go back through every 5-year period, there's always a surprise. There's always something different. There's always something that changes in markets and something that a market didn't price in, whether that's good, whether that's bad. And so I don't know. I don't know what it would look like. It sure would seem like at some point, with the height at which the stock market is at right now, that it is going to have a black swan at some point. Now, people, of course, will run with that and black swan incoming because it creates great clickbait. But they always happen. They always happen, and people do their best to try to guess what they are. But it's always a black swan by definition is unpredictable. You are not going to guess what it is. How many people guessed that the big thing that would get the stock market to do its technical? Wrong one. Where's the Dow? I don't have the Dow on here. This is a complete technical move. This is totally normal technical behavior that to happen in here. But go back in here, how many people would have guessed what the narrative would have been? No way. In October, right here, just right here, November and October, no way you would have guessed what that narrative would have been and what life would have looked like in here. Right. So I don't try to play that game of knowing that type of stuff. But the United States stock market has not been tested in the way of finding out who is completely swimming naked right now, who is barely getting by, who is taking on debt to pay on more debt. And that's, of course, a risk likely with these high interest rates that there can't be refinancing happening. So what type of weird behavior are a lot of these companies doing to do that? And just like we saw with crypto, right? What happens when finally the tide goes out? Right, it ends up you don't really see all of that coming, right? So I don't know what it's going to look like at that time. But what does it mean after you go into a massive expansion, right? I mean, that bubble pops, that bubble eventually pops, and then what happens, then, right? And we only expand. You only have these types of moments, right? Right. I mean, that's what life is like, right? So we all get really excited about these moments coming, right? And then we think they're going to last forever, but this is the story over and over again, right? And so when you get expansion, yeah, sure, get excited about it, but don't be convinced for a half of a second it's going to last for forever, right? And that's what the market always does end up doing, is convinced that it's going to last forever. And what would life look like after that? I don't know. No clue. But thank you, Black Cat. XP Market gifted 10 BCP memberships. XP Market, thank you very much. I don't know if you guys saw the news by XP Market, but they got a $200,000 grant from Google, right? Can't get it at Ripple? Get it somewhere else. Let someone else recognize the value that you provide. Good job, guys. I'm proud of you. When I went on stage I'm going to go ahead and pat myself on the back. When I went to the Wave of Innovation and was asked what project on the XRP ledger I'm most excited about, I stated XP Market. And look at that. These guys get a $200,000 grant from Google. Boom! Congratulations to you guys. Of course, I'm patting myself on the back, but I did nothing. I did nothing. It was all you guys. Good job. A guy with 3 first names, member for 10 months, says, "Let's go silver." Yeah, let's go. Let's get off this. There you go. So look at here, right? I did not even realize a couple of weeks ago silver. I guess I knew that silver had the highest weekly close. I guess I knew that. Either way, this would be a big close right here. This would be a big one. Okay, here we go. Shiva says, if Abercrombie stock can rip to all-time highs this year, I see no reason why crypto won't. I haven't seen an Abercrombie and Fitch shirt or a store since like 2009. No, bro, I haven't seen one since like since 1999. Right? I remember like 1998 through 2002. Man, even I had them. I'm wondering if I still have any. I might. Yeah, I think I went into an Abercrombie and Fitch in a mall recently. Remember, you would walk into Abercrombie and just how awkward you feel in there. They got that music going, and like, you're like, this is weird. Yeah, I don't know how they're doing well. Another one that TXMC alluded to yesterday, Wingstop. Wingstop. As a man who loves wings, I do not like Wingstop. Yeah, all right, we'll show it. What's this? Hello? What's this? Why is Wingstop like this? This is crazy. Wingstop is terrible. A lot of people will disagree with that statement. But you have to understand, I am a wing fan. I even cook them myself. I also will get criticized because I actually do like Hooters wings a lot. They're really good. So, okay. So there you go. That's how you can gauge me. Not a big fan of Wingstop, but I do think the Hooters wings are good. Okay. But yeah, to be fair, like, but I mean, I was by 2000, what years? 2006, 2007, 2008, I was already wearing suits and ties and stuff and going into the corporate world. So I wasn't really exposed to like if people were still wearing Abercrombie at that time. Will Olet with just a super sticker and first time ever thank you, Will. It was generous. No message, just a cool super sticker. Thank you very much. CB, man, what's up? Member for 11 months with the eyes. Aaron Dulay, can you check my super chat from late yesterday? Yeah, we got that one. He had asked what life would be like after an expansion, after a bubble pop. I don't know. Again, I don't know. Life is always changing and ever changing. Kevin Smith, member for 10 months, says, be financially responsible with your fish tank down. Oh, be fiscally responsible with your fish tank downsizing. Have fish and chips every night for a week. Yes, I am not going to be murdering my fish. I am going to be transplanting them. Thank you, Kevin. Kick VRC says, good morning, everyone. Member for 8 months. With my name in green. Let's revive the XRP Twitter tip bot as a community. Let's make Elon aware of it. I think if Elon got aware, I've seen VC Ven posting about that. For those who don't know, I've been around long enough for that too. And that was around when I started my YouTube channel, and we were trying, like, when I started my YouTube channel, it was like this. I was like, yeah, let's hop on board on this. Let's try to get the XRP tip bot good. I think I sent out XRP to like 200 people in a week. And, eventually Twitter made it where it wouldn't work anymore. So I don't know. Hopefully that was a good thing. That was a great thing. I missed that. Matt Roaring Kitty posted. All right, Kitty, what you got? Same old stuff, just weird videos. Here, I'm going to turn my audio off so you can't hear it. This is his first one of the day. Will it be his only one? Just a guy blinking. That's all it is. No audio. Okay. Maybe he steps it up today for Friday. XRP bullish. Member for 7 months. Confucius say women run faster with dress up than man do with pants down. I would probably agree with that, sir. Thank you. Come and see Jesus CB. What is the worst stalking you've experienced? I don't want to talk too much about that. But, you have some people on the absolute level of obsession. And it's a weird thing. When you start, I've talked about this too. When I go to a lot of events, people want to know a lot of more personal things about me or personal information about me. And it's not that... I don't want to share that with you. It's this weird thing of where the numbers have gotten weird. When you only have 1,000 people who follow you, if you only have maybe 15 people who tune into a live stream, the statistical probability of having a crazy person in there is relatively low. And when you get to having 10,000 people, you could have 10,000 people following you and stuff. You could have a crazy person in there. When you get to 100,000, it's definite. You're going to have a crazy person in there. When you get to 270,000, you got crazies. There's some crazies hidden in there. That's just statistical probability, right? That it's going to end up happening. And so you have some people that like are weirdly obsessed, and I'm not talking about people who are like fans. I'm talking people who like their entire life is dedicated to try to destroy me, and it's a weird thing. And like some people, I think where they have create 50 Twitter accounts. They'll come in here, come and see Jesus. I believe you have even attempted to try to get me to say something bad on the channel, right? So I like, part of me is like, is it you? Right? Like, yeah. So it's more, I would say more of it is extreme. You'd be surprised. The majority of my attackers and haters on Twitter are actually one guy. And it's real crazy with a lot of different accounts. And that's been going on for over 2 years with this one particular individual. And it's a level of obsession that is truly terrifying. Terrifying. You would say, you do it every once in a while, that's okay. No, we're talking 10 hours a day, every day for 2 years. And that's where it gets a little weird. That's where it's a little weird. But otherwise, yeah, there's been weird stuff where people have found, contacted and been like, here's your address, stuff like that. Kind of weird. Alt season message was deleted. Thank you for the super chat. Gator. Guys, here we go. Let's go. Friday. We got a green day over here in the market. Things are positive. Is that like a first like daily high grind out? I think so. So we'll take it. We'll take this move over here in the altcoin market in the green that we have to try to carry it into the weekend. Otherwise, I'm going to keep my eyes on silver and see, is silver going to have an epic ending to its day? $30.45. I know a lot of you, not a lot of you, but some of you, like, to understand it, even I have made YouTube videos on this channel about silver and buying silver and how, like, don't go to AppMex, don't go to, like, blah, 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 don't buy and spend all this money, like, trying to teach you guys, like, if you're gonna buy this stuff, like, here's the proper way to shop for it and get the better deal. So there's like a track record. You can just search my YouTube channel about silver and the other people who know about the coin roll hunting stuff. A few of you know, not everybody, but some. Oh, you guys are buffering? No. The stream lagged twice. Okay, well, we're wrapping it up anyway, guys. So we'll see how it goes for silver. Gold's still sitting below the highs, still at $2,400, but you got silver going for it. We'll keep our eyes on the markets throughout the weekend as things look good. The thing, of course, to hope for is to hope that this thing can finally escape the range. Not necessarily looking for full-blown breakout craziness to end up happening, but just get on top of the thing. And again, like even seeing these, just because the first pop out happens doesn't mean it actually won't look more like that, right? But then to try to really, truly get out of it after that. So that's what we'll look forward to heading into the weekend, and hopefully that's what we get. Okay. Oh, man, it was happening during the stalking discussion. Yeah. So, all right. There we have it. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you all for tuning in. Of course, check out the newsletter over there on Substack. Most recent one was put out there just a couple of days ago, 2 days ago, talking about all the on-chain signatures happening throughout the market right now. Keep an educated view, not a false view of what the market looks like right now. 25-minute audio recording. Check out bcbacker.com. Get over 40 videos and 11 hours of content. Deep diving into the historical behavior of the market and teaching you how to set up your own charts and indicators. Otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. overall, I think this was a good week, right? I think this was a great week. This was a wild week, right? This was the return of Roaring Kitty. This was some GameStop action happening throughout the market. And we are concluding the week with some green action in the crypto market. I'd say that's a good week. I'd say that was a good week and a good way to conclude it. So, all right, that'll be it for this one, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. If you could, please like the live stream on your way out and give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor, but if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.